Is this just like a running bit? The John the Fisherman, is this your running bit?
Well, no, I have that set for like every server ever when I enter.
That's, I mean, okay. I was gonna say that's gay, but actually, good song choice. Okay, never mind. I rescind my criticism. What do you want? Are you coming to see if anybody's gonna scream at you, or are you?
Yeah,
you just...
I was gonna see if Sai was gonna come in. She was gonna come in, you know.
Oh well, I'm just chilling. I'm just sitting here.
Yeah.
I just work here.
So what were you saying about the I
Nothing
don't
has
care
all the
competition?
IQ of a
What was
baked
that?
potato, so
Oh, hang on one
no,
second.
I don't think so.
Thanks, Kitten Fart. Everybody witness. We can talk about Warrior Cats a different time, Kitten. Not right now. Daddy's working. I was saying, like, I don't really give a fuck about, like, the meta about, like, because I think that I don't care is, like, a fine position. Obviously I would disagree with it, but, like, I don't care about, like, arguing back and forth where it's like, you should care about this, or, like, if you don't, like, I know that you're just, like, yanking everybody's chains and you, like, don't take a lot of shit seriously, so, like, why would I, like, take it seriously? You know what I mean? Like, I think that meta is gay.
We're right. Well, I mean, to be fair, like if Sai comes in here, that's going to be the entire conversation.
Oh,
You know
I'm
that,
just
right?
saying I don't do that. If Sai wants to come in here and waste her day with you, I don't care. It makes me money and it's entertaining. But I don't care to sit down and do like the debate gauntlet and be like, GuildedPoo, it's really important to me that you care a lot about my positions and I want you to say it. I don't give a fuck about that.
But I'm a very caring and empathetic person. Like obviously I would naturally do that.
Except when it comes to rape, other than that, right?
No, rape is I'm very empathetic about rape. I was raped once.
I love the trauma
terrible.
bonding.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we're spending so much quality time together, you and I.
Yeah, even though you hate me for some reason, and it's weird.
I hate everybody. It's, you know, it's nothing personal.
Well, just like, no, it's just weird because, like, you know, I remember somebody sent me a clip like a while ago where you went off on like a semi crash out talking about how much you hate my guts.
I don't even remember. Was that about when you were doing the fucking hard drive bit?
It was on, I think you were reacting to Kumo's video that I was at the end of.
I have to be totally honest with you. Everything kind of blurs together. I'm gonna be totally real with you. I thought that the only thing that I remember that like sticks out in my mind is the hard drive thing, and I was like, that okay, okay, all right, I suppose that's all right, a thing.
Yeah, well, there was well, on the end of the Kumo video, I was explaining like it's the only time you will ever catch me like unironically like explaining the lore there. I have never done it since. So if somebody like so any time after that, it's either memeing or like I'll just say something like your dog is next, bro. You know, I just don't care.
That's
like,
why I said that you're like Mr. Girl at home. It's beautiful. Are you familiar at all with dog warts?
Oh my god. Yes.
Okay, I was just asking because it seemed like it was up your alley. Like I was just asking if you've heard of it. We don't have to do.
Like, you're giving me like MRAW PTSD here.
Oh, okay. So this is like your info hazard. This is like your Roko's basilisk. That's cool.
Yes.
I was just
ran me through that, and I'm like, no, I would not do that. I would shoot it. That was my response.
Oh, I was just curious. That's why I said like you just be saying shit. And I mean I don't with that stuff. I don't really do that. But I mean, you know, it's whatever.
Well, the point is like the thing that everybody misses is like these things, like these subject matters are gross. If you put me in a corner and you're like, hey, do you think joking about rape is gross? I will just tell you, yes. Like, no, everybody universally agrees with this. The joke isn't that. The joke is watching the response.
Well, obviously,
That's
yeah, it's
the
like
joke.
a response. It's like reaction bait. I understand it. It's not foreign concept to me because it's like you just say shit to get a reaction out of people, and I don't care about that kind of stuff. Hang on, Sai said that she might be coming.
I didn't need to know about that. That's Sai's business, but all right.
Nice, good one. I walked right into that, didn't I? She said, "Hang on, I'll join the call. Give me 1 second." my god.
I love your server, by the way.
You know, as long as you're having fun, all that matters.
It's a bountiful harvest.
I can't control other people, so if people want to roll around in the mud, I don't care. But
you have actually said way more times than I ever would, you guys should shut up if you don't want to be baited, and they keep doing it. So it's on them.
Well, I am generally a pretty non-reactive person, so I mean, the most that I can do is bestow my wisdom onto others, but you know, whether they choose to take it or not. Entirely up to others. Okay, I'm gonna wait for Sai. I'm gonna def it and I'm gonna yap if you wanna chill. Or you can come back, I don't care. Whatever is easier for you, but I'm gonna yap for a minute. While we wait.
Fun.
Oh, okay. So I guess Sai is coming to Scream at Gilded. Hell yeah, brother, let's go. I need that meme. I need that meme of like the dude that's smoking dabs and then the two people are fighting right in front of him. But that's me. I'm the one smoking the dabs, but I don't smoke dabs. Maybe have him doing whippets. Just kidding. I also don't do whippets. Just kidding. No, I watched like 15 minutes of Beckett's stream earlier when I had a minute, and I just like the meta around the conversation. I don't care about. If people want to have these conversations and shit, I don't really care. I care about watching the content and like laughing at Lio because I think that Lio is like a fucking loser and I think it's hilarious. Whatever the like little niche, like, oh, but so and so did this, so and so did that. Like, I don't really give a fuck about that. If those people are being fucking freaks and you show me that they're being fucking freaks, I will kick them out of my Discord server. Like that weird fuck that said that they were gonna rape Seska. I think that that's fucking stupid. But other than that, like, I don't care about like the meta around the conversations. I just like laughing at Lio because he's fucking stupid and fat. So that's really what it comes down to. So okay, so Sai and GuildedPoo are gonna argue. Sai and GuildedPoo don't like each other because Sai said that GuildedPoo is a white boy, and then everybody thinks that Sai's a groomer. There's a lot. I'll let everybody kind of preface, okay. Or preface, I guess is the word. Are you ready, Freddie?
Yes, but I need to correct you. I don't care that she called me a white boy. What the hell?
That's all. That's what somebody said earlier. I don't fucking know, dude. I just listen. Whatever. Okay, you guys have to. Okay. Hang on. All right, hang on. Okay, so before we crash out, girlies, we're gonna lock in for like 1 fucking second. We're gonna lock in for 1 second. I would like.
Hey, you can hear me?
I can hear you. Before we crash out, I would like Sai to explain what the issue is, and then we're gonna let Gilded explain what the issue is, and then we're gonna go from there. So we both have our complaints out in the open. Okay, so who wants to go first? I think lesbian should go first, personally, to celebrate.
Oh, okay. I don't know, Malcolm. Does that sound a little biased of you?
Oh, you're right. Sorry. GuildedPoo, you go first. Bros before hoes. I completely forgot. Sorry.
I don't know. Like, this is the first time I've ever met Sai. This is my first impression of Sai. Never heard of Sai. Like, you know, so I think the issue is more of Sai having an issue with me more than anything else, right?
Okay, well,
I don't really have an issue with you.
Lesbians first, then. Lesbians first. What are we squashing here? What's the beef?
Fox Azure came into your server, talked about raping people. I reminded people of that time Lio Convoy sat by while Fox Azure talked about raping a woman just to get back at a teenage boy who annoyed him, and then GuildedPoo started commenting on it.
Okay, Gilded.
Oh, and then I joined Beckett's stream for a little bit before bed after Falgy's stream where they were talking about this.
Okay.
Well, I want to make clear, by the way, whenever she says teenage boy, he's an adult. So
wasn't he 18?
Yes.
I was under the impression that you and Azure are both in like your mid to late 30s.
Yeah.
Is that not a kid to you?
No, if you're above the age of consent, I mean, you know, why does that matter?
Okay,
right?
So what does his age have to do? What does his age exactly have to do with targeting a random woman he happened to make videos on?
It's not that he was targeting a random woman. He was targeting a woman that he was or way more specific. Viaki was talking about a woman that he claims is a child groomer. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, okay? But that's the claim. Viaki said this in my server, and then Fox Azure started going off with the whole rape statements. Now, to make this very clear, right, what we're talking about here is you defending a woman that is being accused in the moment of that conversation of being a child groomer. So I don't see why you would care.
Well, the thing is, I don't think it's cool to talk about raping women, especially women who are sexual assault survivors, no matter what you think they've done on the internet that's inappropriate. You know, that's just a crazy take I have.
Yeah, it is a crazy take. It's the
internet.
So
what Vac actually said about her was that she exposed minors to NSFW content, not that she was a groomer. Does that change your stance at all?
He literally just said in my chat the other day that she's a groomer.
Okay, so I know a lot of you think teenagers seeing, like, boobs on the internet is grooming, which I don't agree with, but why does that then make it okay for Fox Azure to talk about raping this woman to intimidate this boy?
I think that if you are the kind of person that, if it is true that she actually was or is a child groomer, that gives carte blanche for anybody to say whatever they want about the person, full stop.
Okay, well, I disagree.
I mean, if you want to defend alleged pedophiles, more power to you. Go for it.
I don't see how making rape comments about women is inappropriate no matter what is defending her actions. How do you justify that?
No matter what.
If I may, quick question just for Gilded. Would it change your opinion at all if it was demonstrated that this person was also a victim of grooming and that's why they were, like, acting out? Because a lot of people that are abused as children...
Even a little.
Okay, so if somebody was, like, raped as a child and then they, reenacted that on somebody else, you would say, I don't really give a f***, they can get f***ed.
Yep, they are responsible for their actions.
Okay. Continue.
So are you not responsible for your actions and Fox Azure not responsible for his?
I mean, yeah, we are. What's your point?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you are getting called out like you think other people should get called out. I think we can agree on that.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you are free to do that. Absolutely.
Okay, I'm glad we agree.
I mean, I think it's a little cringe to sit there and say under no pretext should anybody be made fun of, or that nobody should be.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's the one.
Or
Nobody
jokes be said about.
Right,
yeah, that's insane.
I don't know how you equivocate.
Let's apply that logic.
Hang on. I don't know how you. Hang on. I don't know how you equivocate just making fun of people with talking about raping them. Can you explain your levels here? Like, is everything okay? Is nothing off limits?
Let me think.
What would be off limits to you?
Grooming children would be off limits. Or do you mean just in terms of discourse?
I'm talking in shit talking people. What is off limits?
Oh, nothing really.
Oh, so why do you complain when people talk about you being a father?
I didn't. I just think it's silly.
You called them obsessed freaks.
That is obsessive. Yeah.
Why?
It is. Because it's obsessive, man. I have 15 people in Malcolm's server making it a point to bring it up. I find it funny.
It is a statement of fact that you are a father.
That's not what they're doing. You're being dishonest. That's not what they're doing.
What are they doing?
They are trying to use the fact I'm a father as some kind of weapon, and I think that's really fucking silly and cringe. There is absolutely there is like the thing is that they have the right to do that. It's not off limits. They can do that all they want. That's completely fine. I'm not sitting here telling them they can't do it. You're the one telling people what they can and can't do. They're
upset. But they're obsessive freaks for doing that, even though nothing.
Yeah. I also think that Bruce Bonkers is an obsessive freak for drawing not safe for work art of people that she was obsessing over.
Yeah, I agree.
That doesn't mean she can't do it, right? She can do it all she wants. I'm not going to sit there and be like, you can't do this. I command you, your Lord and Savior. You can't do this. That's the difference.
If I may,
obviously you can stop associating with her and ban her from a server and tell her you don't like that, though, right?
Quick pin. Can we circle back really quick? Did we agree that there's a difference between like being mean to somebody or like talking shit versus being like, I'm gonna rape you? Can we agree that those are a little bit different?
I say there's a difference, but Gilded doesn't seem to agree.
No, I think both have the same goal. I think the goal is to upset the person.
Okay, if you want to take that, you can. I would disagree with that.
When people's goal is to upset you, though, by saying you're a dad, which
to
is
make
a pretty
this very
milquetoast statement, it seems to bother you a lot.
To be very clear,
you sound pretty bothered.
To be very crystal clear here, everybody else is far more upset about that than me. Lio is more upset about that than me. The entire did you listen to that call? Like, I was in that call with Dreamer. Okay, Dreamer was the one that started all of this. And note, by the way, that I didn't give a shit. I barely was even participating in the call. I never really cared. I even said today I don't care. Like, that
sound
didn't
like
bother
you don't
me.
care. You sound like you really aren't bothered right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you sound really unbothered right now.
I mean, I am bothered by you lying, but yeah, that's
how am I
there
lying?
We go. Let's get to the lie. Let's do that.
You are wildly misrepresenting reality.
What was the lie?
Liar! I just said it.
What, that the lie is that people aren't just saying you're a dad to get under your skin?
No, well, they are, but the lie is that you're claiming that I'm more upset by that than I actually am.
Well, you've been going on about, like, you get very explosive every time I bring it up.
Because you're bringing it up like a lot. It's kind of weird.
I just happened to say you are a father.
You are more obsessed with my kid than I am.
I have no idea about your kid. I don't know anything about your kid. I just know that you're a dad. I know it upsets you when people say you're a dad. It upsets you.
Tragically, sad.
Yeah. If I may, can we really quick?
When upsetting people,
really quick,
nothing is off limits.
I just want to
point out. You guys shut the fuck up for a second.
You are mentioning my kid more than Foxager ever mentioned rape.
All right, shut the fuck up for a second. Okay, so I asked a second ago. I said, is there a difference between saying, "Oh my God, I'm gonna rape ya," and then just being mean to somebody? And Gilded, you said no because the intent is to upset somebody. You consider them categorically the same. So can you please square the circle as to why it is upsetting to you or unacceptable to you for Sai to bring that up if you find it to be the same to just say I'm gonna rape you if you're just trying to trigger somebody?
No, I don't think it's upsetting at all. I find it to be actually hypocritical. That's my issue.
How is it hypocritical?
It's hypocritical because you're sitting there and you're saying under no pretext should anybody do X. Nobody should talk about rape to upset people, blah, 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 blah. And yet you're here trying to upset me in some other way. A way that, by the way, arguably in the eyes of most people would be seen as a lot worse than merely mentioning rape.
I don't know about that one.
Okay, I would like you to go out into a supermarket and walk up to somebody and say, I'm a father, and then walk up to somebody else and say, I'm going to rape you, and see what the reaction is.
That's cool, except that's not what happened, okay? Going up to somebody and saying...
You are equivocating these things.
No. What happened with Dreamer specifically, because again... Dreamer is what started this. Dreamer was talking about how I abuse my children and speculating on the idea that I abuse them. Members of Malcolm's server was also speculating over the idea that I might abuse my kid or saying I feel sorry or they feel sorry for me.
I didn't say that though, did I?
But the point is that like what you're talking about.
Thank you, Venko, for the $5. This is a strong message. Witness.
I'm not bothered by you bringing up my kid. What I'm bothered by is that you're acting as if one thing is horrifically fucking bad, like merely saying I'm going to rape you. And yet the things that these people were saying in regards to my kid that would be seen by the average person as bad are just things you're brushing under the rug. I don't care that you bring up my kid. Hold on. You can call me white all you want, like to counteract what Malcolm said earlier. Hell, you can call me a cracker for all I give a shit.
I just work here.
But the bottom line here is like if you're sitting there acting like I'm upset, the only thing I'm upset by is the absolute dishonesty that you're shitting out your mouth right now.
Oh wow, you're getting awfully self-righteous now. You're getting awfully self-righteous for a guy who likes rape jokes. Yeah, but you're laughing because you're so mad about the white boy thing, as if I'm not also white, and that's not the.
Well, let's refocus really quick.
Because I'm black.
Let's refocus really quick. So it sounds to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds to me like Gilded is saying like anything that is meant to like upset other people is like kind of on the same level for him. So he would say, you know, if I say, Sai, I'm going to come in and rape you, that would be the same thing as me saying, Sai, you're ugly. Like he kind of sees those things as the same. And so what he's saying is that he's calling out, like, I think it's weird that you guys keep bringing it up, but I'm not bothered by it. Obviously, I have my own opinion on that. But if he's saying, like, I'm not bothered by it, I consider it the same. Do you see how he doesn't feel the need to be like, oh, well, actually, I want to disavow, you know, Fox for saying this because he considers it the same as just like regular cyberbullying?
I mean, I don't care about that. I'm kind of confused why he was saying people would be more upset about talking about fatherhood in public than rape. That's an interesting
if I go up to somebody in public and start talking about their fucking kids to their face, which is actually a way better comparison, then yeah, I'd probably get shot.
All I've said is you're a father.
If you go up to somebody and you just randomly say to somebody, you are a father to their face, they are going to have a weird reaction, yes. Welcome to real life. Yes.
Did you have that reaction when like whoever you bred with told you you're going to be a father?
If you say that, in the same way you've said it in this call, and you just go up, if somebody says, oh man, I don't like Pop-Tarts, and you're like, you're a father, right? Like they're gonna have a very weird reaction. Yeah, that's a very weird thing to randomly bring up for no reason. It's
weirder to bring that up than to out of nowhere say, I raped that woman you make videos on.
Not at all.
I think that's not as both, that's I think saying you're a father is weirder than that.
They're both weird.
Oh, you admit it's weird though.
They're both weird. No shit.
You admit the rape. I
literally said the first thing I said in here, and you can ask Malcolm. The first thing I said is, I'm the first one to tell you that saying I'm going to rape you is gross, because that's the point.
Okay. So you're admitting it's gross and weird, but you're saying it's on the same level as saying anything else to upset somebody.
Yep.
Okay, so is everything to upset other people gross and weird, or just that?
I mean, probably not everything. If I say you're fat, that's obviously
a difference.
The same, but yeah,
there's a difference,
Malcolm. In severity, but that they're all the same tactic.
Whoa! We weren't talking about differences in severity.
Do you think
before
there's
this.
a
you
difference?
Were saying,
do you think there's a difference between being racist and lynching people?
Is that you're comparing that? To
He's asking in regard to severity. He's asking in regard to severity. Like, so if I'm coming in.
The thing is,
I'm opening up. Open up the pit. I'm coming in. Shut the fuck up, Sai. I'm coming in. Move over, lesbian. Silence, lesbian. Amanda speaking.
All right.
He's saying is that like he's asking that question because he wants to understand like the difference in severity. So like you could say blanketly like being racist is wrong, being racist is bad, but if you open up the category of bad, you would say that it's probably bad if somebody's like, I think that black people are really fucking stupid and I don't want them in my country, but that is not as bad as somebody who's like, if there is a black person in my presence, I will kill them. That one of them is like way worse is what he's saying.
The issue is his starting premise was all ways to upset people are exactly the same, and now we're saying there's levels of severity.
Oh no, I agree. We're delineating now. That's
a contradiction now.
No, it's not.
We're delineating the difference now. I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be fair.
That's not a contradiction. If I say racism is bad, okay, it's bad if it's I don't like black people or lynching.
No.
Let him finish.
One is more severe than the other.
We can't go into this tangential argument you've set up before addressing the first premise you started with, which is anything you say on the internet to upset someone is exactly the same, whether it's saying you're a father or rape.
Said. I literally said it's the same tactic. That's
no,
what
you said it's exactly. You said it's all on the same. I never
said it was.
I'm pretty sure people can watch this VOD back and hear what you said.
It was the same tactic because the result is the same. That or the intent.
Yeah,
is the
it's
same.
funny how you keep interrupting me to insist that you're not making a contradiction.
That's what I said.
Okay, let's let the woman speak for a second.
People can watch this VOD back and see what your first premise actually was. Is that all insults are on the exact same level.
What was Malcolm saying?
I'm just wondering why you're switching suddenly to their severity now that it's something aimed at you.
I mean, like, even if we were going by that, it doesn't matter because I'm still going to view the the weird obsession with my kid on par with the weird obsession with rape that some people have. To me,
Why is it a weird
exactly
obsession? How is it a weird obsession to just point out that you have a child?
Like, why even bring it up? Why does that even matter? That's the real question.
Why bring anything up? Why say anything to upset somebody?
Yeah, why tell somebody that you know?
Why does it bother you?
Why tell anybody that they should get raped? You know? Like,
yeah,
why
exactly. Why say anything upsetting if it's all the same? What does it matter
because
if somebody
just
fun. Says you're a yeah, and it's fun when you get upset every time somebody says you're a dad. It's hilarious, actually. Very hypocritical too.
It's not really hypocritical.
It's pretty hypocritical that you get upset at something very, very milquetoast while you're trying to justify saying one of the worst possible things. To people.
I'm just gonna point out here that you're in the minority with this one. Sure, Malcolm's chat probably completely agrees with you, but like most of the people around you, like, no, they're not going to see it that way.
Oh, honey, are we doing an argument from popularity?
Well, hang on really quick.
Perceived popularity.
I want Gilded to explain this. What do you mean? What do you mean by like that? In general, people would perceive this as differently. What do you mean?
What I mean is that whenever it comes to rape and rape jokes, there's a lot of people out there that will be like, oh, that's kind of funny, you know, like whatever. Okay. And there's some that will be upset by it.
Sure.
But whenever you're in the middle of internet drama, and then you just bring up, oh, but you have a kid randomly in the middle of internet drama, like most people find that to be weird because it's like the kid has nothing to do.
Would you accept? Would you accept that
things that are weird and gross are on the same level as anything else?
Would you accept though that like that might be the case for the corner of the internet that you're in? Because like generally speaking, like even if we just looked at like the H3 shit right now, like yeah, people are like, oh my god, the CPS shit is fucking weird. But if Ethan Klein came out and said, I'm gonna fucking rape denims, they'd probably be way more fucking pissed at that than like the CPS call that may or may not have come from that community.
I don't know. I don't agree with that, but sure, maybe it could be a reflection of my community. But I think
all you hang out with is other like 30-something-year-old loser guys who think rape jokes are funny. Yeah, you're the environment around you is going to think rape jokes are funny.
I got
a little bit of an echo chamber, a little myopic.
Community. No, I got trans people in my community. I got minorities in my community.
You have trans friends.
Yeah,
you have trans friends. That makes the rape jokes okay.
I also voted for Obama, and therefore I'm not racist.
And that makes the rape jokes okay. But the jokes about your son not okay.
No, it's fine. Go for it.
Yeah, okay. But you just seem to get really upset every time I say you're a father.
It's fine. Go for it, man.
Yeah.
Like, just own the position. Just own that it's weird. That's
what is
fine.
my position? I'm making a statement of fact.
You're okay. And like, so
okay.
So you said, were you ever a rape victim?
That's not a question you should be asking people in a debate.
No, I'm just asking.
Why are you asking that?
Well, he wants to know if it triggers you.
The reason I'm asking that,
I don't think anybody has an obligation to answer that question.
You don't have an obligation to answer that. But hypothetically, let's say you were a rape victim, right? And then I was like, haha, you're a rape victim. That's just a statement of fact.
So, do you consider that when you make these rape jokes on the internet, you might be making it toward a rape victim unknowingly?
Huh?
Like when you make jokes about raping women on the internet, do you consider that some of those women may be rape victims?
Don't care.
Oh, okay. So why would it matter to you if somebody makes fun of a rape victim if you don't care in the
Malcolm
first place?
has all the IQ of a baked potato,
I never said I was bothered by people doing that.
I don't get what point you're trying to make then.
The point I'm trying to make is that I could just use statement of fact to justify anything. The point
thank you, Cryo, for the $2. Everybody witness, please.
What am I justifying by pointing out your father?
And then I made fun of them for being a rape victim once. I could easily just be like, well, I'm not making fun of you. It's just a statement of fact. There's nothing wrong with that.
But I'm not making fun of you. I'm just stating you're a father, and that seems to bother you.
You're doing it intentionally to bother me. That's your entire point, right?
Well, I thought doing things intentionally to upset people is fine no matter what it is.
It is fine.
So what's the problem?
Yeah. The problem is you're not being very consistent in your standard. If either you're fine with it or you're not. Are you fine with it or not?
My standards is there are certain lines you don't cross when you're just shit-talking people on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Goal
I
in
would
chat,
say
guys. I'll
you're
get
a
the silly
father
hat.
crossing a
I'll
line.
get the silly hat. Goal in chat.
I don't think it is.
Oh, okay. So there's no problem.
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
No, okay. We agree. There's no problem with saying you're a father.
Correct.
Okay. So you won't keep crashing out every time I say it, then?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's just like there's no problem with me making rape jokes.
There's a pretty big problem with that.
Nope, not really.
Like,
No.
like I said, well, you just said you don't care if you accidentally re-traumatize a rape victim by threatening to rape her.
I mean, my entire response to that would be womp womp, yeah?
Yeah, okay. Well, at least we know what your stance is.
And if my stance is that, what makes you think at all that I would give a shit about some retard bringing up my kid?
Well, you clearly do.
I disavow this language.
Oh, apologies.
I don't care if you say it. I just have to
everybody-
clarify for me. Go ahead.
Oh. Yeah, everybody is more upset about my kid being brought up than I am. Actually, whenever Dreamer first
Malcolm
did that,
has all the
I
IQ of a
literally
baked
replied
potato, so
in the stream
I don't
with,
think so.
yeah, I don't care. And I
Vento
tried to
Lunatet,
move the
$2
subject
through
along.
Super
And
Chat.
then Hidden and Akumu
Forfeit.
started like
This is
bashing the
Pretty
person for
Fatherless.
doing
Why
it.
did you try to move the subject along?
I disavow this comment. Ben.
Because
God,
I
thank you for
don't
the
care.
$2.
Like, it
You
was
don't care,
boring,
so-
and people kept sitting there virtue signaling over my kid being brought
Well,
up. It's
if
pretty
you
weird.
don't care and it doesn't bother you, why did you try to move the conversation along?
Because we had it, I was talking to Hidden. That's why.
Did it make you uncomfortable?
No. It was interrupting the conversation.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. My bad. Continue. My bad. I'm sorry. Fuck. My bad.
Malcolm, are you getting ADHD? You have to play with your soundboard.
No, I'm sorry. My bad. Continue. I was listening. I am listening. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
I don't even know what that soundboard was. What was that?
It's Brianna Wu.
actually, I
But
didn't-
anyway, continue. Sorry.
I didn't even find out that you got so upset by these father comments until I was at Beckett's stream last night and you mentioned people are obsessed freaks for saying you have a kid. So I did. That was just an observation I made, and so
That's
far,
not
every
even-
single time,
I
every single
can-
time
I
I
can
brought it
call
up, you've
somebody-
gotten very, very upset.
I can call somebody an obsessed freak and not be upset.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty easy to do.
Okay.
Like I'm not obsessed with Bruce Boinkers for being an obsessed freak.
Okay. It just seems like this one thing is a little off limits to you, despite
No,
your
go
posturing
for
that
it.
nothing is off
In fact,
limits.
not only that, for all I give a fuck, you can call CPS.
Malcolm
I don't
has all
really
the
care.
IQ of a
that's the
baked
point.
potato,
Like,
so
Don't do that.
no,
We're not
he's
calling
not
CPS.
there.
No. We're not doing
I'm
that.
just saying that
Your
this
kid
idea
could be an
that's
adult
off
and out of
limits.
the house for all I know. I don't
Thank you, Lulu Witness.
Yeah, I got the girl pregnant at 14. Yes, totally makes sense. What?
Like,
Basic
I
math.
don't know anything. Okay. Like I said, I don't know anything about your kid. What does it matter?
But yeah, no. I mean, as I said, I don't really give a shit. You can say whatever the hell you want. So.
Okay. Well, we've established that baseline. Anybody can say anything to anyone, and you're definitely not bothered when people say you're a dad.
Correct.
Okay, was there anything else you wanted to discuss?
Beautiful.
I don't know. Like, there was something else you were bothered by. Was it just the rape thing? Because I thought we were going to go
No,
into
I
that.
am just.
You derailed the whole thing into that. So I'm trying to figure out, like
That
'cause,
is
like,
the
thing that-
only
'cause the
point
big
of
issue-
conflict we
the-
had.
the big issue with the rape thing that I have is you say under no pretext X, right? But if we extrapolate that, is that different from saying slurs on the internet?
Oh, here we go.
What do you mean?
Hit the gas.
Well, I mean, like, is there any context in which people can say certain slurs on the internet?
I mean, I know that you do. Is that what you're getting at?
No, I'm just asking you what your value is.
All I've said is I don't think making rape comments about people is, a
Oh my
line
God.
people should cross in shit talking. That was my stance.
Okay, again, is there any context in which people can say racial
Malcolm
slurs
has all
on
the
the
IQ
internet?
of
What
a
does this
baked
have to do with
potato,
our
so
conflict?
No, I don't think so.
Just answer the question.
Cherry
No, what does this have to do with our conflict?
Everything.
No, it doesn't really. I don't think so. Because the only thing I was talking about is why does Lio Convoy, Predator Hunter,
Triple witness, I'm going to get the hat.
with Fox Azure and GuildedPoo, who like making rape jokes about women.
That's amazing. So anyway, is there any context in which... Fine. Is there any context in which somebody can say racial slurs?
Are you trying to bring up the one screenshot?
Going to get the hat, I'll be right back.
Against me? Are you doing
well,
that?
it's actually multiple screenshots, but I'm just asking.
No, it's only the one. It's only the one.
It's a compilation of multiple screenshots. Yes.
No, it's only the one of a single conversation where I was talking about reclaimed slurs with somebody in a private Discord of about 3 people, and it was censored. So.
Well, some of it was censored. Yes.
I did see Vex's new video on you, and you certainly like to say it not censored out loud in videos. So...
well, I used to. I don't do that anymore.
Oh, you don't do it anymore. So that makes it okay.
Not in videos, anyway.
Yes. It's not in videos.
Correct.
Okay, so you are okay.
People should be able to say what they want, when they want, in whichever way they want to say it. Yes.
Okay. Thank you for telling me your stance and your point.
My point is that there were words in there you didn't censor. So is there any context? Like you could. I was
arguing that the N-word was uniquely worse than other slurs. Was my argument.
Yes. But then you also went on to list other slurs that you only censored that one.
Yeah, because I was arguing it is uniquely worse than other slurs.
So it's so bad that you'll censor that, but not other racial slurs?
Yes.
Interesting. Are there any slurs that you consider that are worse than... because you did go into discourse on... I don't even know if I'm allowed to say them. They're not racial slurs, though.
Wait, what slurs are we saying? This is important.
The Q one and the R one.
Oh, you can say those. I don't care. I just disavow said language.
You said we can't say the Riwi word.
You can say it on. If you guys want to say it, I don't care. I just don't want it in my Discord. That's all.
No, I don't. I don't think those are worse than the N-word. Do you?
Oh no, I subscribe to the idea that either all slurs are bad or none, or they're all okay. That's my viewpoint on it. I don't make these autistic distinctions between, we got to feel bad for this one particular race that happens to have this one particular slur targeting them, as if they were the only ones to ever suffer suffrage in the history of time ever. I don't subscribe to that.
Oh, go off, King. Why don't you tell us more about this?
No, it's more important is I'm curious why you think queer is worse of a slur than retard.
Because retard isn't a slur and queer is.
I don't think either is, to point to fact, at all.
Queer is associated with... No, it was. Queer is associated with the LGBT community just because it is a word that means strange. It's a pejorative to call us strange.
Mm-hmm. So does that mean gay is also a slur?
No.
Because used as a pejorative
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no,
people used it as a pejorative to mean bad after it meant homosexual. People use queer as a pejorative.
If we want to be hyper pedantic here, it originally
thank you, Icon, everybody witness.
I mean,
yeah, it's not a negative word, is it?
Yeah, it was happy, and then it meant gay, and then now it means bad. So
no, it still means gay. It only means bad to retards like you.
Nobody says queer, by the way, negatively anymore. This isn't like 1953. Like nobody does that.
I can still have my objections to it.
Why?
Because I'm an older gay person and I have objections to my sexual orientation being labeled strange.
That is so soy. It's so soy, bro.
Okay.
It's peak soy. Like I cannot imagine being so upset by words like this. This is insane.
I cannot imagine being in my mid-30s and still acting like a frat boy.
I mean, I would hope not, because I don't think you have a penis, do you? That'd be a weird.
No, weird. You see, I was referring to you. I was just being coy.
I gathered that.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure, because you do seem a little retarded.
Oh no, she said the slur. Oh no. You see, this is bad because this could turn into a soy off, you know, where half of the chat's now going to get upset because you're using the R slur against someone, you know? It's pretty rough.
I do that all the time on my streams in my community. None of them are going to be surprised by it.
Actually, I don't know. Half of Malcolm's server was like screeching over your retard take. So
yeah, okay, I'm used to it.
That was pretty funny. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that's really fucking weird to sit there and get upset over fucking words. I cannot imagine something like I can understand Malcolm's position here, which is largely probably, if I had to guess, I don't want to lose money. And I don't want my.
Oh no, I have a principled stance against the R word. I
doesn't like the R word.
Well, hold up. And also probably that he doesn't want to attract a certain audience that won't see the irony in the use of said slurs.
Well, if we're speculating, hold the damn phone here. I have a principled position against the use of the R word. Shit. So that's what that is. But I also.
What is it? I gotta know.
Because I don't think that it's appropriate to use derogatory words against people who are intellectually disabled. I don't think that's appropriate at all.
What if they're not intellectually disabled?
That's the same reason that I wouldn't call like a white person the N-word either. It just isn't appropriate. There's better, more creative words that I could use. No, I think it's lazy and I think it's slop. It's like you're so fucking stupid that you can't think of a better word than that. That's my opinion. And that applies to Sai too. I think that anybody that just like spams the R word because they don't have anything better to say, it's a sign of low intellect.
I just keep using it because people are so hypocritical about it.
That's just my opinion. I just will not allow speculation on my positions. Also, thank you, Buckman, for the 199. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Well, so I speculated, but everything I speculated was incorrect?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Close.
So, like,
close.
one of the reasons why, for example, I don't say racial slurs in my videos anymore was because I had a bunch of alt-right retards in my fucking community. And to the point where they literally unsubscribed because, quote, I wasn't talking about the blacks anymore.
Well, that sounds like that was entirely of your own making.
Yep, sure was.
Well, he's saying that like he's assuming that the reason that I don't say it is because I don't want to generate an audience that is okay with that kind of behavior, and that isn't even really part of it because I don't care if people say it like on stream or whatever the fuck, but I will not say it, and I don't want it in my Discord. That's really it.
Well, Gilded clearly has no principles and has no interest in having any. So.
Listen, I'm neutral here. I told you I would neutral moderate, but I was speculated on, so I had to answer.
I'm just commenting on it.
Okay, carry on.
I have no principle. No principles is true. Yeah, none.
Yeah, well, yeah, so we agree.
I think sitting around thinking, I'm such a good person, these morals, man, and then getting out the lube and rubbing your bean because of how much of a good Superman you are is just really gay.
No, it's just called being a mature adult with ethics. Which, considering you're a 35-year-old overgrown frat boy with
so much like Lio right now, by the way. That is almost verbatim something Lio would have said to me, actually. Bro.
Why do you hang out with him?
I mean,
you guys
why not?
Rub the bean.
What's wrong with hanging out with Lio?
What the fuck?
No, I'm just saying, if he annoys you by saying stuff like that, why do you hang out with him?
I think that if I stopped hanging out with everybody that annoyed me, I would have nobody to hang out with. And I think that's true for most people.
I'm sure it goes for the people who hang out with you as well, yeah.
Probably, yeah. I can be pretty annoying.
But yeah, like I said, 35-year-old overgrown frat boy who is a father. Not the best look.
I mean, that's better than being a childless 41-year-old lesbian.
Oh, is that the only thing you can do to insult me with?
I mean, that's not that much better. I mean, let's be real here. Okay, you're 40-something years old on the internet whining about virtues. Okay, like, come on, let's be real for 20 seconds.
Oh, if that's what we're going with, isn't Sai just the female Lio at that point? Like, come on.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Well, I'm not the one, like, Lio pretending to be a virtuous predator hunter who is a champion of the week and then hangs out with guys like this.
You literally are. You were sitting
I just laugh at retards on the internet.
You're being a virtuous. Okay, now that's a me line. But you're acting like a virtuous tard on the internet, saying I just want to laugh at retards. But guess what? You can't laugh at retards and then virtue signal. You have to pick a lane, and that's the problem Lio has. By the way,
I'm pretty sure I can laugh at retards without making rape jokes. I'm pretty sure I'm capable of that.
That's fine, but you can't laugh at retards and virtue signal at the same time.
How am I virtue signaling?
You just did. You're like, oh my God, rape jokes are bad. Saying certain slurs are bad. I have ethics. I'm a virtuous 41-year-old person. Like that's virtue signaling.
Do you think ethics are the same thing as virtue?
I think prolifically whining about how good your ethics are is virtue signaling.
I'm just saying I have ethics.
Yeah, you're bragging about having ethics. Yeah, that's virtue signaling.
I'm just saying I have them.
And you're also prolifically whining about things you find to be abhorrent.
You get very upset over statements of fact.
There is absolutely nothing upset in my tone at all, bro. Like all I'm getting at here is that you are acting more like Lio than you let on. You sound almost exactly like him. You're sitting here virtue signaling and then also saying you laugh at retards. You can't do both. You have to pick a lane. Like, I laugh at retards, but I don't virtue signal. That's the difference.
I just don't know how you think having principles and ethics is virtue signaling. Like, it's a baseline for most adults.
No, bragging about having morals and ethics is virtue signaling. Bragging about the very specific virtues and morals is virtue signaling. You sitting there going, oh, you're whining about rape. That's bragging. Bragging about you having ethics. I'm just an ethical person. That's bragging. And then whining about somebody talking about a rape joke. That's virtue signaling. That's what that is.
I don't think that's what that is. No.
That's exactly what that is. Yeah.
No.
And then you're talking about just how good of a person you are. That's all you're doing is you're stroking.
When did I say that? Right now. When did I say that?
That's the entire utility behind doing that.
When did I say I'm a good person? I said I laugh at retards on the internet.
I didn't say that you were a good person, or I didn't say you said you were a good person.
No.
I said the utility. I said the utility of bragging about your ethics is basically rubbing yourself off. I'm such a good person.
How is it bragging to just state that I have principles and ethics like most reasonable, mature adults?
Because you that right there. You're like, you're not a virtue. You're not as virtuous as me. You're not immature. You're a frat boy. But me, on the other hand, I'm this ethical 41-year-old childless lesbian.
Wow, that seemed to really bother you.
What?
That I said I have principles and ethics like most mature, reasonable adults.
Is this your entire
you took that as an insult?
To sit there
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Oh no, this is just what I'm doing talking to you.
That's really weird, bro.
Well, you wanted to have this conversation.
Actually,
thank you, Kitten Fart Witness.
He mentioned it earlier today, and you were the one leaping on it, so.
No, I said I would do it to help boost Malcolm's numbers. So that's what I do. I network with people.
So there we go. Yeah, see?
Okay.
So don't put it on me. We both wanted this, right?
It's very funny that the only insult you can think of to come up...
consenting.
It is interesting the only insult you can think to come up with for women is rape and no children.
Malcolm has all the
only insults you can come up with for women.
So no. I don't think so.
Rape and childless.
No, the only reason I brought up childless is because you bring up that I have a kid. So it's like, you're just like being the exact opposite of me at that point, right?
I have no desire to have children.
You're just being. Thank
you for the $2 AV Witness.
Said, lesbian Lio. Like, I mean, that's kind of what you're doing here. Like, you and Lio have a lot more in common. Actually, a lot of your takes are about the same. For the record, by the way, Lio is not in favor of Foxes making rape jokes or me making rape jokes or anything like that.
Well, he hasn't said anything to me. He just Lio did actually defend Foxazure, sending Foxazure a message that said Anthony Gramuglia giving Lily Orchid a $2 super chat was basically the same as Lio egging Azure on while he made rape jokes. Lio was in that call, remember? He was there egging him on. So I think that means he does endorse it.
I think the only
Malcolm
reason
has all the IQ
that
of
you're
a
saying
potato,
this is because you just don't like Lio, and he didn't distinctly say I disavow. Like,
no, I don't like Lio, but Lio did sit there encouraging a man to make rape jokes about a woman whose name he provided to.
I don't see how that's encouragement. I mean, but okay.
How is it not? How is it not to sit there and give the woman's name to him and laugh along while he talks about raping her?
What woman are we talking about? Maybe I don't know what we're talking about here.
Oh, should I send the video into the is there a text chat?
I have the link. Let me grab it.
Oh, do you have the video? Play it for us, Malcolm.
Yes.
Play it.
Let me screen share. Give me 1 second to get it. 1 second.
Thank you.
Hang on. 1 second, poo. Everybody, how's the vibe, guys? Is everybody having fun?
So I knew I could rely on you, Malcolm.
Does everybody feel this is fair?
Oh, you got your Pee-wee hat on.
Yeah, I set a goal, and then I came back, and you guys were like, "What slurs can I say?" And I was like, "Good time to come back, I suppose."
Are you doing like DSP clothing goals now?
Well, everybody likes the hat.
I do love the hat.
Fuck, hang on. Why is this like the clip is like not wanting to load? Give me 1 second. It's going. I have it right here. DZ sent it to me.
There's also the fact that the chat was pointing out, Lio has a forum in his Discord with over 9,000 messages about me, and one on Lily Orchid with only about 1,000.
That's because you're an obsessive spurg. Yeah.
Lily is a pedophile and raped her sister.
Okay.
I'm just saying the disparity between the discussion.
And you're defending a pedophile in this conversation, like under no pretext should we talk about rape.
Okay.
So,
pause
quickly. Alleged pedophile.
What pedophile am I defending?
Allegedly defending. The pedophile in question would be the Caitlin Coy, the person Vicky was going after.
We're about to watch the video, actually.
Yeah, hang on. Let me get the right screen here.
I'm not defending her actions.
I'm sorry. No, that is defending. Like you are defending her as a woman.
No, it's not a defense of her actions. Have a baseline that you should not talk about.
Okay, I have a question. What's your thoughts on murder?
Okay, hang on. I'm getting in the pit with the bows. Everybody watch this clip, and then you guys can go back to this because I just pulled it up.
Oh, hang on. Let me get into the thing.
Okay, this is just establishing what we're talking about. Okay, everybody ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
What's the name of the Splatoon girl he's after?
Caitlin Coy.
Okay.
It's not like
she your best friend? She exposed 18+ imagery to minors.
Well, actually, I popped her cherry last night. I pinned her down and raped her and came inside her, and she might get pregnant. My goal is to actually get her pregnant.
No, you.
No, the thing is, here.
Fox, I thought you had her butt.
No, sorry, sir. I actually took her hunting last night.
No,
real quick.
Can't do that.
You know how I didn't come to bed last night? That's because I was raping her in the basement all night.
Fantastic.
All right, there you go.
That's
so
not
was there.
That is not an approval. That is insane.
He just said fantastic.
You are so autistic. Oh my god.
He said fantastic. This is a man who's supposed to be a predator hunter and defend SA survivors.
He was obviously exacerbated when he said that. Like, come on.
He's the one who provided him with Caitlin Coy's name. Lio provided Caitlin Coy's name.
I just realized I was muted for some reason. But yeah, you were so disingenuous right now. I'm sorry. Like, come on. Oh my god. He was so obviously exacerbated when he said
was sitting there providing her name.
He did not say fantastic.
Malcolm
as a
has
seal
all the
of
IQ of a baked
That is
potato.
well, how come he didn't stop
and
Fox from saying it? How come he didn't stop Fox from saying it?
How is he going to stop Fox from saying that? That was my.
He couldn't just say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't say that. That's inappropriate."
Obviously, yes. Virtue signaling in my server is a great idea.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, 10 out of 10.
You should go signaling for the guy who hunts predators and defends SA survivors to not stop that kind of talk.
Wait. Why would he defend an alleged pedophile if he's a pedophile hunter?
That's not defending
Thank you, getting far witness.
Whatever actions she might have taken to say you can't make those comments about
question.
people.
Are you against wood chipper arguments in regards to pedophiles?
No.
So throwing a
evidence?
pedophile and a wood chipper is good, but making a joke about that or a statement about that is fine, but making a statement about raping them isn't.
Yes.
That is retarded. That is a retarded take.
If you are against grooming and pedophilia,
you should be ashamed of yourself.
Gilded.
All right, let's high finish really quick.
Listen.
So dumb.
If you were against pedophiles and grooming because of the sexual harm it causes, why would you then think making a joke about sexual harm is a good response to that?
I think raping the rapist sounds based.
Okay, well, that's your answer.
Yeah. I just also want to point out too that you saying that murder is worse than rape effectively is fucking hysterical. That is insane. That is a beautifully crazy take.
When did I say that?
I mean, if you think a wood chipper statement is less bad than a rape statement, you need to go touch grass. No, actually,
I think pedophiles should get the death penalty.
Go molest. You think you should go molest?
I think pedophiles should get the death penalty. I think pedophiles should get the death penalty.
Yeah, it's cool. Amazing.
That is a stance.
But that's cool. But that's not what we said. What I said was, are you against wood chipper takes? It's wood chipper takes.
It's the sentiment of it.
No, I said wood chipper takes.
Yeah,
I was very crystal clear about that.
Saying pedophiles should go in a wood chipper is the same sentiment as saying pedophilia and harming children should carry the death penalty.
Malcolm has
that is
all the
not
IQ
what they're saying.
Of a
what they're
potato,
saying is they want to physically shove that person through a wood chipper. They're talking
Obviously
about
that's
murder.
not going.
They're not. Nobody's talking about the death penalty. Nobody's talking about that. That is completely dishonest.
That is the
reality.
Of the
no, it's not the spirit of the statement.
You were just talking about me being autistic when you're taking that
Thank you,
statement so literally.
No, because they're being very literal. I don't think when people pull out a meme that says pedo pills, okay, they're like, no, we don't actually mean shoot them. What we mean is that they should get the death penalty in a court of law. Nobody is actually making that argument.
Does
You're
that
being
offend
disingenuous.
When people do pedophile bullet memes, does that offend you?
No, I think it's based. But the reality is that I also think it's based to want to rape a pedophile. I think that's equally based.
Okay, well, that is your statement and your opinion that you're giving.
And I think you saying that raping a pedophile is bad, but putting him in a wood chipper or shooting them with a gun is not. I think that is insane. The reason I think that's insane is because you're effectively making the argument that murder is good and under certain pretexts, whereas rape under no pretext is fucking good. So
is that not reality where murder is sometimes acceptable but rape never is? When is rape acceptable?
Murder is never acceptable.
Murder is never acceptable?
Never. No, murder. There's a difference between murder and justifiable homicide. Murder definitionally is unlawful homicide. That's what murder
we're going to quibble about semantics now.
That's not semantics. That's what murder is.
Mm-hmm. You're being very autistic about that right now.
Nope. That's what murder is.
Yeah, you are.
So the reality, the point I'm getting across here is that's the reason why nobody, whenever they say pedo pills, why nobody's talking about the court of law, because what they're talking about is murder. They're not talking about the death penalty.
Why would
nobody is doing that?
Why would you desire to rape a pedophile?
Nobody's desiring to rape a pedophile. The whole point is
so okay, Gilded, if people are saying put a pedophile in a wood chipper as an expression of a desire to murder them, and you're saying raping pedophiles is base, is that not also expressing a desire to rape a pedophile?
Also, I'm going to put on my autism right now. Can we use the word kill instead of murder? Because murder implies that there is not a just cause for doing so. I think that we would say that it's a just or reasonable retaliation to kill somebody who trespasses against another person. Let's use the correct words because I have autism. Thank you.
I mean, the reason I was using the word murder was in the context of what's lawful.
Well, Malcolm's opinion is that killing a pedophile isn't murder, so...
Well, because you wouldn't say that somebody got murdered by the death penalty. Murder implies that it was unjust in any kind of way. You also wouldn't say murder to describe, like, killing somebody in self-defense. So I'm just unlocking my autism, so thank you, guys.
That's what I said earlier.
Okay, thanks for being sensitive during Disability Pride Month. Continue.
But
okay, so my question was, why would it be desirable to rape a pedophile? That was my question.
I mean, let's go ask a whole bunch of prisoners that question.
Oh, so you're going to mock prison rape?
Yes, I think it's funny. There's actually
something that primarily happens. Something that primarily and institutionally happens to men.
Really quick, if I see any of you fucking little gay people gay-opsing and saying that you're gonna fucking call CPS on GuildedPoo or his kid, I will fucking ban you from everything I have access to, and I make sure that everybody knows that you are a fucking rat. That's not appropriate. Enough. Don't do that shit. Thank you.
I mean, don't go to prison. Don't know what to tell you.
No, yeah, don't go to prison. Don't rape kids.
Don't be a criminal. Problem solved. I just fixed everybody's problems. There we go.
trying to think of what we wanted to circle back to, because
Well,
my primary reason for bringing up the Fox Azure stuff is, again, that Lio touts himself as a predator hunter and someone who helps SA victims, and that seems a little problematic. Because why wouldn't a man like that want to stop somebody from talking about raping a random woman when he shows support to SA survivors and has a lot of them in his community?
That's not a random woman. That's a woman with 100,000 subscribers that even in that conversation was being accused of doing unsavory shit that Lio would normally do.
The only reason Fox Azure started talking about raping her was to get back at another man who was in the call. Nothing to even really do with her.
To be honest, we'll meet in the middle, okay? I think that Fox Azure shouldn't have said that about Caitlin Coy.
Oh.
He should have said that about Viaki.
Okay. Why shouldn't he have said it about her?
Because I think it would have been funnier if he threatened to rape Viaki.
Okay.
I think what Fox Azure made a mistake of thinking was that Viaki liked Caitlin Coy. I think Fox Azure was like drunk or something and didn't get that.
Okay. So when you think another man likes a woman, it's good to make jokes about raping her.
I think that it's good to make jokes about raping somebody that is explicitly in the server to be a fucking retard just to bully them out. Yes.
So if you were to insult someone on the internet and you knew they liked somebody or they were married, would you talk about like raping their spouse or raping their crush?
I guess that would really depend on how much they pissed me off, but I wouldn't be against it. No, the option's not off the table.
Why would it depend?
Because
I thought it was all the same.
I mean, what do you mean? I said it depends on how much they pissed me off. Like, we're talking about motivation here.
Well, you mean, first you said any way to upset somebody online is all fair game, all equal. Then you said there's levels of severity. We're back to saying there's levels of severity now.
No, that's not levels of severity. It's motivation. Like, follow along here. I don't go around I'm not going around. Hey, Malcolm, have I ever said anything like that to you?
I'm sorry, said what to me?
Have I ever said like basically any of the stuff that I'm quantifying here as cyber harassment to get you away from me or anything like that? Cyberbullying?
If I can sidestep that just a little bit, I don't think that we have that relationship or we haven't interacted in that way. So like the answer would be no, but I think that's because we haven't really interacted that much. Maybe it would be different if, we like talked, like I literally think the first time I ever talked to you was like 2 days ago. So it might be different and get with a different set of circumstances, but I also, have taken a pretty neutral stance with you, so I understand that you're a little bit warmer to me than somebody with Sai, because I just know that you're just like saying shit to make everybody mad. So I'm not stupid. Not saying Sai's stupid, but I don't engage in that.
Well, the reason I'm asking that question is because you've given me no reason to treat you that way, right? Would you agree?
Sure. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. And that's the bottom line with my point, right?
Well,
so you're asking me, I don't go around to everybody just randomly doing that
Hold
shit.
Hold on. What I'm observing is that you are acknowledging that some things are worse to say than others.
That's not about what's worse to say. That's about a motivation. I don't understand what you're getting at
you are saying you would be motivated to say worse and worse things depending on how much someone has pissed you off, indicating that there are things that are worse than others.
No, there's a misunderstanding here. I'm sorry, my bad. I understand where you're coming from now. No. If I knew that, if I knew that somebody had a wife, for example, and they pissed me off. I don't mean depending on how much I pissed off, as much as like, did they piss, like once you piss me off, it's over, right? So for example, if somebody comes and steals my pencil off my table, I should be allowed to beat them to death. It's not about the pencil or the object. It's about the fundamental reality that they stole from me. And it's kind of
Didn't you say murder is wrong earlier?
I never said murder was wrong at any point in this conversation.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I did not. In fact, what I said was murdering pedophiles is based.
No, we said it wasn't murder; it's killing them because murder is not justifiable.
He said killing them. He's going from a moral standpoint, but legally speaking, if I shoot a pedophile, then I would be tried for murder. Like
so much like rape jokes, is murder all on the same level for you?
If Pooh did say that, somebody clip it, please. Thank you.
Because you can murder somebody over stealing a pencil. So.
Okay. So I was giving a hypothetical. I wasn't literally saying I was going to beat somebody to death over a pencil. What I'm saying is...
I'm trying to figure out the structure of your analogy.
What I'm saying is that if somebody pisses me off, okay, I'm going to say whatever I want in whichever way I say it. That's my point.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay. So whether that be making fun of their wife or whatever, I'm not against doing that. Or making fun of them.
What I asked was...
The only thing that would change the severity, if anything, is if I figured out one thing didn't bother them, and then I just increase the severity from there. So
yeah. Well, what I asked was, if you knew somebody had a wife, would you threaten to rape their wife as an insult? And you said it depends.
Well, first off, it's not actually a threat. Okay, number one. Let's be real here. I don't think threats that are said to upset people are threats. So
I don't think the law would agree with you, but
the law absolutely would agree with me. Actually, if I get a lot of threats all the time. If I show them to a cop, they're not going to care. So, like, the point is, which I already know that because I've done that. So, but the point is, though, is that.
Do you know what civil lawsuits are? You wouldn't necessarily have to get them arrested.
Nobody cares about civil lawsuit. Nobody cares.
I'm just saying. As far as the law goes.
Nobody cares. Like that those are a meme. Nobody cares.
Okay.
Like when we're talking about shit like threats and harassment, nobody's talking about lawsuits in the same breath. Nobody does that.
Okay, well, would you joke? Let me reword that since you take contention with this point. Would you joke about raping somebody's wife if they piss you off, or does it depend how much they piss you off?
As I already said, it would depend on if I knew it would upset them. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, guys, this has been so much fun.
I just wanted to clarify that.
How are we feeling? Let's do a quick vibe check because I think that we've kind of established that Gilded is like, I don't care. I will say whatever. And obviously, I disagree with that, and I think that Sai does too. But I think that this is like an immovable object, and if you get any leeway, he's just going to be like, "LOL, I don't care, rape them all." So, like, even if we make
well, like I said, my point from the beginning is, why does Lio Convoy hang out with and enable these people?
Because I'm a nice guy.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm a great guy. I am the nicest guy in a room.
Hang on 1 second.
You're really not my target here.
Hang on 1 second, really quick, guys.
You made me the target. You're the one that did this, not me. Yeah, you are.
Hang on 1 second. All right, let me play this. What is this?
Murder is never acceptable. He started complaining.
Whoa!
No, I just said I wouldn't.
Fucking liar! Gilded, you literally said murder was never acceptable verbatim. You lying little bitch! I fucking got you.
Not.
Yes, you did. I'm showing you the clip right now. I'm showing you the clip right now. Showing you the clip right now. Get your shit up. Get your shit up. Answer for your fucking crimes, you lying little rat! Hang on, it changed the shit. My computer's shitting out. Hang on, give me a second. Whoa.
Malcolm, you ruined the dramatic tension.
I did. Sorry, hang on. Okay, I got it. Hang on. Everybody chill. Fuck. Pause. Oh my god! My computer's gonna explode. It's going. Hang on. He's trying. 3, 2, 1, go.
Murder is never acceptable.
Murder is never acceptable?
Never. No, murder. There's a difference between murder and justifiable homicide.
So you did actually say verbatim that murder is never acceptable.
Yeah, we were comparing it to rape.
It seems like you were raped in this situation because you just lied.
What she said was, is there ever a context where murder is acceptable? Or where rape is acceptable, but murder isn't. And I'm like, neither murder nor rape are ever acceptable.
And then your next analogy was if somebody steals your pencil, you can murder them over it.
Yeah, I'm not against murder. My point is that on a social level, because that's what we're talking about here, they're never acceptable. Like, there is no justifiable rape, right? I mean,
of course not.
I will argue in favor of self-defense rape, but that's a conversation for a different time.
Self-defense rape? What?
Yeah.
No, that's for another day. That's for another day. Another day. Put a pin in that.
But no, you weren't talking about rape. You said murder isn't acceptable.
No, you brought up rape. You said what circumstances is rape acceptable, but not and not murder or something along those lines.
Because you said to me that it was weird that I'm more against raping a pedophile than
murdering them. And then I went on
killing
to say,
them.
Yeah, murder is never acceptable. And we're talking about the law. I've been talking about the law the entire time. I don't care about the morals.
You just said the law doesn't matter when it comes to threats.
So no, I don't think so.
No, I said the law doesn't care.
Qui te'n far donatet $2 through super chat.
But the bottom line, one's about enforcement and one is about letter of the law.
Mm-hmm. So is there ever a murder that's justifiable even though the letter of the law would put the person in jail?
I mean, okay, if the murder is justifiable, it's not murder. Murder is a legal term for unjustifiable killing. Okay. I did not disagree with Malcolm. He just said the same thing I said.
Except he said killing pedophiles is justifiable, so it would not be
it's
murder
not,
by definition.
No, it is not legally justifiable. I countered that. I already said this. Legally speaking, if I shoot a pedophile right now, okay, I'm going to prison.
Okay, you guys have.
I'm being tried for murder.
Oh, hang on. Let me figure this. You guys have exactly 7 minutes. I have to get another water, because I'm thirsty, and I'm gonna smoky pokey. So
I mean, we already talked about the crux of the drama as it is, anyway. So
you guys have 8 minutes to dance like little monkeys, okay? And then
all I'm getting at is your clip buddy needs to do a better job of honestly clipping.
I'm just having fun watching you stumble over yourself, honestly.
It's not stumbling. Like, if you don't understand what murder means, I don't know what to tell you.
That's not even what the point was. Because then again, your very next analogy was you would be justified murdering somebody for stealing from you.
I should be, yeah, because I was talking about morals versus the law.
But, well, I thought you were talking about the law this entire time.
I'm not against. The point is, I'm not against murder. If we're going to talk about if we're talking about morals, you're wasting your time. I don't care. I'm okay with murder. I don't give a shit. I should be able to murder people for whatever I want to murder them for. Right?
But you were talking about you said you were talking about the law, so you would be arrested either way because like it's against. You said you were talking.
I'm not talking. What I
You're
said
suddenly
was I was talking about. I was talking about. Keep up, retard. What I said was I was talking about the law, because if we were talking about morals, it would be a waste of time. That's what I just said. And the reason I brought up the analogy of murdering somebody over a pencil is because I think I should be justified in doing that. And what I think is justifiable is not quantifiable in law. Like, these are not the same thing. The only reason I haven't murdered somebody is because it's illegal.
That's quite a thing to admit on a recording.
I mean, I'll admit it in videos. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying the law stops you from breaking the law.
Aren't we edgy?
That's not edgy. Like, anybody who's actually touched grass.
No, it's pretty edgy. It's pretty fucking edgy.
If you actually, I mean, then you've never touched grass before. You're trying to tell me you've never wanted to kill anybody before or murder anybody before? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I have no desire to kill people, no.
Oh, you're such a good person.
You might want to get that checked out.
You're such a good person.
It's nothing about being a good person.
No, you wouldn't kill
a pet.
You wouldn't kill Lily Orchard?
No, I would not kill Lily Orchard.
Why not? She raped a kid or some shit. Whatever.
You don't even know what she did. So
I don't give a fuck what she did. I actually just don't care what she did. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
I hope she had 15 toddlers. Okay, I don't care. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't give a shit. I'm not a pedo hunter.
Are you in Lyo's server? Are you in Lyo's server?
Goddamn right I am.
I wonder how Courtney Pete would feel about you saying that.
I don't even know who that is, so cool.
You're gonna be a problem for Lyo, I think.
What? You realize I'm not a pedo hunter. I don't care. I tell Lyo this all the time. It was my same take over the Cindy Bear drama. Don't care. Boring.
So you're just telling us you're basically just a waste of space on the internet.
No. What I'm telling you is I'm not going to sit there and waste everybody's time virtue signaling like a little moral tard. That's what I'm saying. Like you
I don't
just,
know how
all
it's
you're
virtue
doing
signaling to have a baseline of decency, but okay.
All I see is that Lily Orchard is a fucking retard that should be bullied. Whether or not she's a pedophile is an entirely different subject matter. Pedophiles are just another form of retard to bully. That's all it is.
I didn't actually know anything about her allegations when I started making fun of her.
I'm not going to sit there and pretend like I care about the victims, because I don't, and neither do you, and neither does anybody else. Even Lio doesn't actually care about the victims. If you really cared about the victims, you wouldn't be uploading videos onto fucking YouTube.
Would you make that statement in Lio's server that he doesn't care about Lily Orchard's victims?
I have said that to Lio himself multiple times.
Would you state that publicly?
I've said that publicly in there. I have said that on YouTube. I have said that everywhere.
I would like you to go into Lio's server and state publicly in there that he does not care about Lily Orchard's victims.
Okay.
Go ahead and do it.
Give me 10 seconds.
Okay.
Got 5 minutes left, Mamacitas, so just so you can find a natural endpoint.
Oh, I just told him to go to Lio's server and tell them all that Lio doesn't care about Lily Orchard's victims, as he's claiming.
All right, cool. Good time to come back, I suppose.
I did say my whole job was laughing at retards on the internet, and this... I didn't think he'd actually go for it.
Oh, there you go. In fact, I even made it one better. Lio doesn't care about Lily Orchard's victims, and neither does anyone else. Welcome to the internet.
Amazing.
Yeah, because nobody actually cares.
Oh, you're so
tough.
What's
gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen too? This is gonna be the reply. Oh, look, it's Gilded being gilded. That's gonna be the whole reply.
Well, it's good to know that Lio tolerates that in his community.
Oh, no, I was wrong. I take it back. Somebody said, how's the stream, lol?
I'm sure they'll all enjoy watching it back later.
Yeah, they got the lube.
Malcolm, are you going to edit this one?
Yeah, it's going to take me a little bit to censor out all the rapes and the R words and the kill and the pedophile. It'll take me a minute. I mean, I will. It's just gonna, it'll be a little bit of a
I was just curious.
time-consuming task. I do have to go to the club tonight, so maybe I'll do that a little bit later.
Ooh.
The what?
The club, where we're all fam. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
I don't think he's been to a club ever.
Oh, a club.
Yeah, the club. Where we're all fam.
He doesn't know.
Oh.
I don't speak Zoomer.
No, well, that's unfortunate.
But yeah, so I'm confused. What's the edgy take with pointing out that nobody actually cares about the victims? Where's the edgy take in that?
Well, isn't that well, first, isn't that Lio's whole community built around helping victims? And second, it's just a fucking edgy thing to say because you think you're upsetting people and you think you're so fucking tough. When you're
I don't think that's edgy. I don't think that's edgy.
You're just
I think
an overgrown frat boy.
I think that's factually the case. I think that's actually true.
I think it's factual that you're a father.
Yeah, I think it's about in the same vein.
I think it's factual that you have a kid.
I think you care as much about the victims as Lio does.
Oh, that's an interesting statement to make, yeah.
I mean, am I wrong?
You are.
Okay. Have you given the victims money? No,
I would have if she didn't crash out on me and left my community and then and is now with Lio Convoy.
Okay. I believe you.
Yeah. She was going to be offered a share of my super chats if she was going to join a live stream with me, which she then crashed out on me and left. And now she's in Lio Convoy's community.
Okay. All right. You could do that anyway, by the way. Like, that's not stopping you. You could still do that,
I thought you didn't care about victims.
I don't. I'm pointing out that you don't either.
Care?
Because nobody
cares. Is that
cares.
the only way to support somebody is monetarily?
No. You could have also... Did you report Lily Orchard?
I tried to get her channel terminated.
No. Did you report her to the cops, not cringe gay internet crap?
I don't live in Canada.
So? You get email. Like,
who the fuck am I going to report her to?
There's entire hotlines for this, too. Like, you don't know that? Like,
who am I going to report her
There's
to?
an entire organization that's an international organization that takes all. Well,
her own victim can't get anything done to her legally. So what can I do?
Oh wow, that's very defeatist. Like, it sounds like you care a lot.
What can I possibly do? Except try to get her channel terminated.
I just want to point out that the only thing you seem to really care about is whether or not Lily Orchard has a channel. That's what it looks like to me.
Why should I? Well, see, the funny thing is, when I first started making fun of Lily, before I even knew much about her accusations, people got mad at me for saying I wouldn't want her to lose her income or channel. But I had the opportunity to get her channel terminated. Unfortunately, YouTube just wouldn't take it seriously.
1 minute, Mamacitas. And wrap up.
So I did the only thing I would have been able to do against Lily Orchard, and unfortunately didn't work.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And what did you report it for?
She made 10 false copyright strikes against me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have been able to terminate her channel had I been able to get YouTube to take that seriously, but they didn't.
Wait, so how does trying to... Okay, hold on. You said you care about the victims and you try to terminate her channel because you care about the victims, but now you're saying it's because of the fake copyright strikes?
Well, people wanted her deplatformed. I had an opportunity to do that because she copyright struck me.
Uh-huh. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you care so much.
All right, final statements.
Yeah, what aren't you understanding? Her copyright striking me gave me the opportunity to try to get her channel terminated. I wouldn't have been able to otherwise.
I don't think so.
Okay. Donated $2 through super chat.
All right, beautiful guys. We had so much fun. Final statement. We let the lesbian go first. Gilded. Final statements.
Final statement.
I said Gilded could go first. A man is speaking. Do you mind?
I'm so sorry. Oh
shut the fuck up. Sorry. Go ahead, Gilded. I'm sorry for that woman. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I do wear plaid, so one could argue I am also a lesbian.
Let's go. Rise up. Okay. Final statements.
But yeah, no, I just think that fucking Sai over here is literally no different from the Lio convoys of the internet. The only difference is that female, presumably not as fat, and yeah, outside of that, the behavior seems to be almost identical to Lio. I guess the only difference, I guess there would be one, is at least Sai is willing to admit that she's willing to bully retards, which is something Lio won't admit. But you know, generally speaking, but yeah, whatever. I mean, good for you if you just want to be the superior Lio.
I'm gonna need Sai. I'm gonna need you and Lio to do a glove putting on competition, just to verify this claim. Sai, go ahead. Final thoughts.
I think Lio Convoy is never going to change. I think he spends all of his time on Discord abusing mentally ill and mentally vulnerable people half his age, the same way his abusive father abused him. I think he's a piece of shit, and I'm gonna keep making fun of him.
All right, based. Well, hey, listen, guys. Thanks for dancing like little monkeys for me. I love you guys a lot, and
oh, always, Malcolm, always.
Beautiful. All right, get the fuck out of my voice call and give me peace and quiet.
Bye.
Later. Oh my god, we have like 8 witnesses. Let's witness, guys. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, hang on. I have this really quick. 1 second. Oh, why did that go right there? Hello? Oh, here it is. This is 2024. This is Courtney. This is like taken for ants, obviously, but Courtney's saying Lio is a predator in hiding. Requested that was shared. Beautiful. We love to see it. Yeah. I obviously disagree with Gilded. Obviously, I feel like I don't have to say that at all. I feel like you guys know that I disagree with that. I just wanted to let them argue. I obviously disagree with GuildedPoo. I think that some of those statements are fucking insane. But other than that, I mean, what else is new? What did you guys expect from a dude named GuildedPoo? Obviously, this guy has some insane fucking takes. Yeah. Dude, I can't... Wow. If I was gonna do whippets, you guys, I'd do them right fucking now. That shit's crazy, girl. Crazy, girl. Holy fuck. Wow. How's the vibe, Mamacitas? How's the vibe? How are we feeling? Generally speaking, I think Wow. Let's just throw out a few statements. Let's just throw out a few statements, you guys, so we can all get on the same page. Okay, let's all get on the same page here really quick. Okay. For starters, I don't care. How do I want to do this? Okay. First and foremost, I don't care if Lio Convoy rats want to be in my Discord server, as long as they're not being freaks and they're not being annoying. They will be removed. If there's evidence of people being freaks, for example, that Fox freak was shown to, threaten to rape people. I don't want people like that in my Discord. As long as we're being normal and we're being well behaved, and we're not like being a degenerate fucking freak, I don't care if these people are my Discord server. So that's fine. Secondly, the main target of my rage and my commentary and my coverage is directed directly at Lio Convoy, because all of these people, GuildedPoo included, they're not really interested in these kinds of conversations, because realistically, if Sai, everybody has their opinions on how the debate went. If Sai got GuildedPoo on the ropes, GuildedPoo would just say, actually, fuck it, I don't care. We should rape everybody. Because, he just doesn't care. Okay, he's not invested in the topic, and so on and so forth. So in my opinion, there's no point in having these conversations. I'm here primarily to watch Lio Convoy and laugh at Lio Convoy because he's a fat fucking loser, and it's hilarious to watch him crash out. Just going forward. I do actually have a principled stance against the use of the R word as a pejorative. I don't care to really get into slur discourse. I guess if everybody wants to argue about slurs, we certainly can. That's not out of the question for me. I don't believe in using that word in general, so I don't. I don't care if people say it on like their streams and shit like that. We're not going to say it in Discord. And there is very obviously a difference between making a joke and like making fun of somebody and threatening to rape someone. I think that these are very different, and I also think that it's very different to say something to trigger somebody because it's funny versus like genuinely being like, I will rape you. I think that these are two totally different things. Obviously, we are all in a company here where, we have our little intro. We do quote unquote rape reviews and shit like that. There is a tangible difference between like making a joke about something and going out of your way to say, I will rape you or I'm going to rape you. We are not results-based analysis lovers here. So the probability of someone actually raping is irrelevant to me. The fact that people feel comfortable to make a statement such as I'm going to rape you is inappropriate, and I don't want to keep any company with people who do those kinds of things. So, yeah, I think it's inappropriate. I think it's disgusting. I think it's vile. I just think it's inappropriate. Wow, what a ride, guys. What a fucking ride. Thank you, Sai, for dancing like a little monkey for me. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it.